All right, playing went well. So I thought about just going like maybe 10 beats per minute faster, but then I thought about it, just worried if we do go faster, some bad picking might sneak its way in. So I figured let's double it up. So basically, you start with what you already did, and then we move it up a whole step and just play it a key higher. Or So yeah, let's go through that, and then I'll answer your question regarding the like setup stuff and what I know. Yeah, I guess it is odd talking to a camera. You get used to it after a while. Anyway, here we go. Full deal. So yeah, it's like the same pattern, just moved up a whole step for the second half. Here we go. Actually, I played it too many times there. Let's try that again. I played it too many times again. All right, third time's a charm, hopefully. Had to count it, make sure I was doing it right. I don't take guitars to get set up. I do minor things myself. I have been told the way I do it is, well, one guy I know of, he builds guitars. He's a luthier, however you pronounce it. Can't remember. Never remember if it's a luthier or luthier. I don't know. The guys who do maintenance and all that stuff. So it's really not hard to make changes. The idea of like breaking a truss rod, I think there's nothing behind it. Like I've never seen or heard of anybody actually breaking a truss rod. I think it's usually up here. Whoop. Like I don't even have my plate on because I was sick of taking it on and off to get to it. It's not too hard to do as far, adding or removing the bow and the neck. I was just always taught to eyeball it. Like that's how it was for me. Like to see if any adjustment to the neck needs to be made. That actually could stand to be bowed a little bit or have some give put in. Yeah, I need to adjust it anyway. I need to put new strings on myself. So yeah, if you do put on thicker gauge strings, it's going to bow the neck. So you would need to straighten it out a little bit. It's not too difficult. And then, you'll be having to adjust the intonation down here. Each bridge is a little different. If you're doing it with a tremolo system, good luck, because that's a freaking pain in the butt. That one I would take into somebody just so you don't have to deal with the hassle of it. If it's not a tremolo system and like this guitar has been sitting here and needs to get repaired itself, this one's really easy to change the intonation on because the screwdriver just goes right in the back here to just lengthen or shorten the string. So that one's pretty easy to do. I've heard, the standard way of checking intonation is like check the harmonic on the 12th fret, get that tuned, and then fret it and see if it's flat or sharp. And I think if it's flat, you need to lengthen the string. If it's sharp, you shorten it. I can never remember. I always got to look it up or just try it and see which way the tuner goes. But I've also seen you could do like harmonic on like the 7th fret and fretting the 12th fret. There's a couple ways of doing it. And then for like the action of the strings, like with this one, it has individual saddles, which is great. And like for me, again, I just eyeball it or just go by feel. So I'll lower the strings as far as I can until it gets too buzzy. Then I'll just bring it up just enough. And I like to have like a slight give in the neck. Some people are like really against it. Some people say, oh, it ruins the intonation. Like, I don't know, just adjust the intonation after you put the slight bow in the neck. Because like if you have like a tiny little bow, just a tiny little bit, then the strings, when they're spinning around, they don't hit the middle of the fretboard, and it prevents some fret buzz and allows you to have really low action. So yeah, I just eyeball things and go by feel. They have lots of measurement tools out there, like specific measurement stuff for these things. Some people are very anal about following that, as I have learned, just through working with and talking to other people. But yeah, it's a little trial and error, but I've never ruined a guitar. But if you're too worried about it, I don't blame you. Just give it to somebody else. It'll be easier to just hand it off to somebody. So if you got the money for it, which I don't think it's gonna, cost too much anyway. It shouldn't cost too much. But yeah, just hand them off. Say, I want these strings on here. Give them the strings that you want. Tell them what you want to do. That'd be a good thing. Give them the strings that you want. Because if you take it to a shop, they may not have what you're looking for. You could look up if you can find a luthier in your area that may not be associated with a guitar store. They might just do it on their own. I used to know someone like that when I lived in Denver. I'd always take my stuff to him, and it was great. Haven't found somebody out here like that in Sacramento. I may have, as far as like just looking online, but I haven't actually met him. So I think that about sums up my limited knowledge there. So hopefully that helps you make your decision. Any questions come up, let me know, and I will see you again next week.